welcome everybody to another great episode of Real Life Matters. Of course, I am your host, DBoss, and I hope everybody's been doing their laughing tips for 15 minutes, and especially everybody has a lot to be joyful for around, it's the holiday season and everybody should be laughing with people, but just in case you don't have anybody to laugh with, you could do that. You could just either call somebody up. You can watch something funny if you like. You can do all the wonderful things, and if you don't have anybody to laugh with, which I think today you shouldn't have a problem, but just in case you do, you can always sign up for laughing classes. It keeps your abs toned. It doesn't mean that you have to stop going to the gym. It also makes your body feel better. It brings down your blood pressure. And for people that are having, they need to laugh a lot more during the holiday season because, all the stressfulness as they're cooking or they're running out doing, getting gifts and all in the rush and just turn around and just start laughing, just like, that's all you can do is just start laughing and then you'll feel a lot better. Even though you're waiting in those long lineups, just don't be looking so stern and stiff. But right now we're going to hear something from one of our sponsors, Vital Steps to Vital Health, and we'll be right back with our special guest.
Welcome to your Vital Steps to Better Health and Fitness. I'm Joanne James. Today we're going to talk about the effects of no exercise on the muscles. Many people are spending a lot of time sitting at their desk and not exercising, as well as the internet has taken people out of the exercise realm and into sitting down and playing games on their phones. There's a major detriment to not exercising. When you don't exercise, your muscles become weak and that impacts your bones. So now you have both weak muscles and weak bones. The other problem is you lose strength and the daily activities that you like to do become more difficult. So it's important to be doing some form of exercise to keep the muscles toned. And thirdly, your body composition will change. You will end up getting more body fat and less muscle mass, which then tends to be unattractive and you lose energy and you become more fatigued. So do yourself a favor. Get into a great exercise routine. Find somebody who can put you on a great program. Your body's going to love it. I'm Joanne James, and this has been your Vital Steps to Better Health and Fitness. Take care.
Thank you, Joanne James, for that tip. Everybody needs to get up, move around, do all those things, those lovely things, because we're always on our phones looking at something. And we got some real movie people on here today. I hope y'all have been watching the movies. And they actually, these people won an Emmie in 2021. But unfortunately, during the pandemic, they didn't get to walk the red carpet and do all the things. So they're going to show off a bit today. So who's coming? The film is called Three Ocean Advocates. And we're going to find out all about that. So we're going to be speaking to the co-directors, Andrea, Leland and Cynthia Abbott. So with no further ado, we're going to find out all the struggles and the journeys, and we're going to also see a clip of this. So here they are. Here you guys.
Hi. Hi.
You there?
Yep.
Well, now you get to show off. Show off your Emmie and everything else. She got it.
Emmie. Yeah.
It's beautiful. And Cynthia has hers, people, but it's tied down to a table.
I'm in earthquake country.
All right. So here at Real Life Matters, everybody likes to know where everybody comes from. So Andrea, can you tell us what's your culture and your background?
Well, I was actually born in Sherbrooke, Quebec, Canada. I'm Canadian.
Oh, in Quebec?
Yeah.
I don't know.
And I moved to Detroit, Chicago, and now California. But I do spend half the year on St. John, U.S. Virgin Islands. So I'm a Caribbean, Californian, Midwest Canadian person.
Wow.
That's a lot.
Okay, so well, you got some. Well, everybody likes to travel to the Caribbean, so it's good you got all that in there.
Mhm.
So, and Cynthia, you?
I was born and raised in Burbank, California, which is in borders Hollywood, so right down in Southern California. And I've traveled and lived several places around the world, and now based in the San Francisco Bay Area.
You see, you got the California girls.
That's me. That's me.
In the movies. You know how many people go to California and are from California and you won an Emmy for your movie. So
It was a real
tell us
honor.
about this movie. How did you guys come up with 3 ocean advocates? So you guys can take.
Okay, Cynthia, maybe you can start.
Well, it's focused on the ocean, and the goal is to raise awareness about the ocean, our reliance on it, and the damage that we're doing to the ocean environmentally. Most people don't know how much we rely on the ocean. It covers over 70% of the planet. It is the major source of protein for over 1 billion people. We use it for transportation, and most importantly, over 50% of the oxygen we breathe comes from the ocean.
Wow.
So we wanted to have the focus on the ocean, but also to restore it with advocates who are helping to help heal it, because we've done a lot of damage.
Okay.
So-
So who's the 3rd advocate? I know it's Andrea, you, and there's somebody else.
Actually, the film is about 3 different advocates. One's a fisherman who lives in the bay, who is doing something to mitigate the problems with whale entanglement. And then the second, an artist who picks up plastic from the beaches and makes these incredibly beautiful portraits. And the third one is a photographer who lives in the Virgin Islands for the past 10 years, has been documenting the underwater devastation of climate change. So we see how the beautiful corals, and unfortunately there's a lot of bleaching. So I want to say that this project was brought to me by Cynthia. Since I live in the Virgin Islands, and I'm so close to home,
Wow.
I really need to do something that somehow mitigates or helps me feel like I'm doing something for the ocean and sharing it.
Okay.
So it's
Wow.
Cynthia's
So,
perspective. She brought it to me.
well, at least she included you.
Yeah.
So how long did it take you guys to compile all the information together to make this film?
Well, we started, I don't even know, we met at a film festival in 2018. Wasn't, do you remember? Yeah. And
It was
then
about,
we
before the Ocean Advocates, we had made a few other shorts on the ocean,
Okay.
and then we continued making shorts on different individuals, and then we compiled 3 of those into a 30-minute piece to broadcast on public broadcasting.
And that's
So
the,
a good at least 3 years minimum to develop.
3 years. Wow.
At least.
yeah, we have during COVID, so there was a break in time where we couldn't work on it. Yeah.
Yeah, all you could do is come up with the ideas or film part here, part there, and then you guys do your magic.
We had a really excellent film crew here in California who helped to shoot the first 2 pieces. Then the third piece, I did it. John shot with my iPhone, my handy iPhone. So that
A
was
lot of people were doing films like that.
Yeah, it's true. And they brought it back to California and worked with an editor here in California. And so it was released in 2021. This is 23, right? So was it
Mhm.
released in 21, January 2021?
It
And
was
that was
2020. Yeah, it was broadcast on 2020, and then now we're distributing it in the educational market and film festivals, and we've been in many, many film festivals. And also very important to have it distributed through education. We want
right.
young people to see this film.
And we have a very extensive study guide, which is written by a scientist who specializes in the ocean. So it's really excellent for classrooms or community groups that want to learn more about the ocean and how they can act to help heal it. Our focus really was on people who could do something on their own to heal the ocean and then share that activity with the community. So in the case of the Barbara Price, who was the one I shot in the islands, she created a website with all the animals, fish and coral. So anybody who goes swimming in the ocean and wants to learn about what they saw can go to her website.
Okay. So this is very educational.
Yeah,
This is what I'm getting from this.
yeah.
So what kind of challenge did you guys face? I know what COVID was one of them, but what kind of challenge did you guys face by putting this documentary together?
Cynthia, maybe you could talk about on the fishing boat with DBoss.
Yeah, yeah. The fishermen, the crab fishermen. Well, it was coordinating the crew and the weather because we filmed it during that was supposed to be crabbing season, but the crabbing season was delayed because there were so many whales in the area. The crab fishermen couldn't go out, and so then there was weather, extreme weather, and storms, and then scheduling with the crew who were very busy, and then the fishermen. So between weather and scheduling, it took a while. So we were everything was sort of last minute. Okay, there's a break in the weather. Let's go. We can all go where it all syncs together.
So did you
and the
did you
story
film
just
it
kept
in?
changing.
So did you film it in California, or did you film it down in the Caribbean, or where did you guys do it?
Well, there's two locations. Two of them were filmed in California, in the San Francisco Bay Area, and then the one Andrea did was in the Caribbean, St. John, Virgin Islands.
So
And what other challenges? Oh, and then of course COVID. One of the pieces was filmed just at the end of COVID, and we did it outside using all of the COVID protocols that are required for filming.
And then it was in the island during COVID, and so we just had to figure out how to shoot it. When I did the interview with enough distance, so we didn't have to wear the masks. So those were the challenges.
Well, and let's not forget the Hurricane Irma was hit the island during the filming that Andrea did, which put some delays and changed the story.
That was just crazy. That was Hurricane 6, one of the first ones that was recorded. It was Irma Maria, was two of them back to back, 2 weeks apart. Went through the Caribbean and really destroyed St. John. And it just brought to light the importance of what is happening.
So were you there when that hurricane came through?
I was. No.
Okay.
No. I don't want to be there when there's a hurricane like that.
Nobody does. Because we're everybody up here, like, to go through, you hear them, but we're up here in Canada, so we really don't experience much of that. But maybe Cynthia, she is, I don't know if they get a lot there.
Hurricanes? No, we don't. But we do get drought. We have drought,
And the fires.
wildfires, and right now it's predicted we're going to have severe, heavy torrential rains this year. It's a El Nino phenomena where the oceans warm up in the Pacific coast, and it changes the weather patterns across the country. So you will get some change this year based on these warmer oceans, because the oceans also control our weather patterns.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know what's going to happen in Toronto. It's either going to be extremely stormy or very little snow.
We never know over here.
That's true.
And Ontario, we never know what our weather. A lot of people say they have this, and then sometimes we don't get anything, and they say something's coming through, and nothing comes through, and then it doesn't, and then something else just shows up, and then here we are. We just, it's just very different. It's not like in Ottawa or Montreal or the areas like that. They can kind of predict what's happening. It's just over here. I guess it's how we are maybe on the map or something. So some things come and some things don't, or sometimes they don't even touch Toronto. I'll be calling somebody in Niagara Falls, so they're having bad weather and water. And there's not one thing happening up in Toronto.
So the warming oceans also contribute to the hurricanes. The warmer the ocean, the more difficult the hurricane is. So that's what's scary about the Caribbean. Living there.
Well, my parents and them, they're from Barbados, so we get a lot of people.
So you don't get hurricanes.
No, they don't get that. They only had one time. They had it during the pandemic, and everybody was kind of scared because a lot of people couldn't leave to come back.
Yeah.
So people from Canada had experienced a hurricane for the first time. So people's roofs were gone. Just the roof. That's to show you that maybe, they secure because they've been so spoiled, I guess, down by that part, not getting touched. So they did.
So in our film, it's a very short clip of the hurricane.
Wow.
It's a really short little clip.
And the volcano too. They got, you guys, water. A lot of those the volcanoes are built up in the water, right? So a lot of people don't realize.
Well, not only that, the smoke and the what's it called? The dirt that
the ash, the volcanic
ash.
Well, they got the ash in Barbados when St. Vincent had that the volcano that erupted. Yeah. I did coverage that day on that, and people were afraid that if the rumbling didn't stop, they would have had the underwater one erupt, and that would have been everything would have flooded.
Yeah.
Right over everybody that was under sea level. That would have been good. But it didn't happen. It toned it down.
That was very devastating to the Caribbean community. That's where the ash came down, and also, mostly covered so much.
They said it looked like a blizzard.
I saw.
Yeah. Look.
Thank goodness.
But the cleanup wasn't good because they had to keep mopping, because if that thing hardened on your car, you'd have to chisel it off. That's not. Yeah. So that was another thing. But it's so important what you guys do. You guys are doing for the water, and a lot of people don't realize the water is an integral part to everything. In everything, in every aspect of our lives also. So and what you guys are doing, that's no wonder why you guys probably won the Emmie, because you told people the truth right there.
So Cynthia, if you could talk about the effects of people who live inland and in water. If you could talk a little about that.
I'm sorry, I didn't understand the question. You mean
about you live inland, you don't think that it doesn't matter. You have anything to do with
the water can't touch you inland.
Well, certainly not certainly not hurricanes, but since the oceans control our weather, what's happening in the ocean does affect people who are inland with more
Who
severe
does?
drought,
Oh, okay, because
torrential rains, flooding. And this is worldwide. Like last year, we had a terrible incident with Pakistan being 1/3 underwater because of torrential, forceful rains. And that's inland. And then there's a lot of drought throughout the world going on. So it doesn't matter where you live, what is happening in the ocean also affects you in some way.
Also,
Weather
what
patterns.
keeps the pollution of the rivers or streams inland, all that water goes to the ocean. And so you really have to be aware of what you're putting in the water, in the streams and rivers inland.
So, like you say, what we're putting in the water, like what do you mean? Like,
Throw plastic bottles away.
all the plastics. Okay.
Yeah, plastic is like really, you wanted to know what you took away from this film. It was really our use of plastic, single-use plastic. And after making the film and seeing all the plastic in the ocean, I really make choices when I go to the grocery store or even, the pharmacy, trying not to choose plastic, which is very hard. But I never use plastic bags anymore. I don't buy plastic bags. I don't buy saran wrap. There's a lot of alternatives that people can use instead of plastic, like wax paper or
Like wax paper, like what? What else can they
wax
use?
paper. There's beeswax papers that you can use on top of your dishes and things like that you put in the refrigerator and with saran wrap. And it's very hard to try to find shampoo. There's nothing that's not in plastic. It's all in plastic. So you try to refill the plastic bottles. Don't pick up a plastic bag at the grocery store. Ask for paper bags and bring their own cloth bag.
Okay.
I'm pretty passionate about that. I have to say it was my big takeaway from making this film.
Is there plastics? Yeah, not to use the plastics.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna watch a little bit of this. I know everybody's at home is like, okay, what are they talking about? So we're gonna see that, and once we see that, we'll come right back and we'll talk some more. All right, here we go.
We rely on the ocean for over 50% of the oxygen we breathe. Our ocean is facing unprecedented challenges: climate change, coral bleaching, plastic and industrial pollution, warming temperatures, and overfishing are serious threats to the ocean. There is hope, however. An artist, a fisherman, and a photographer remind us there is something we each can do, one action at a time.
Every single piece of plastic that has ever been produced is still here and will stay here. This has been staying at the bottom of the ocean for, could be 50 years. It doesn't ever leave the planet. My work does reflect the throwaway economy that we live in, and I want people to know that.
In my lifetime, I have seen a significant change in the ocean. This time of year, in February, when I used to dive all the time, the water would be so cold that it would burn your skin. Couldn't hardly get a breath. These changes that I've seen affect the crab season.
What are we doing to prevent global warming? What are we doing to help the acidification of the oceans and ocean warming? For me, being in the ocean gives me everything I need to be emotionally healthy, feeling like you're a part of something, you're connected. Nothing greater than that. If people learn about something, they then care about it.
Wow, that was very informative. You want to watch more. I want to see something else. So the actors, did you have actors or real people that did like that were in there that does that?
Oh, these are real people. They're not actors. None of the films are scripted. We do an interview and then just tell the story.
Yeah, it's documentary style. So I think Cynthia about DBoss and followed up with meeting him. He just makes these cold calls to people who are doing something that you feel passionate about, that they feel passionate about, and he asks them, is it okay if we include you in our film? Tess Felix, I think Cynthia, you found her in an article in a newspaper. Is that right?
Yeah, she was referred to me by someone who had seen an art show of hers, and they knew that we were doing films on the ocean, and so tracked her down, and she said, "Oh, yeah, I'd love to do a film about my work for the plastic in the ocean."
That was it's so nice that the stuff that she did, and she took them from the bottom of the ocean.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, there's a lot of plastic in the ocean. A lot.
Wow.
It's everywhere. It's even in the fish we eat now, unfortunately. But there's an upside to the story. I don't want to get lost here. Is that people are becoming aware, and they are trying to make changes. And there's a lot of organizations working for our environment, and a lot of youth are rising up and taking action. So, I have to have faith and belief that this is going to turn it out.
Okay. So what's up next? What are you guys going to do?
The purpose of the film really was to get people motivated to personal action. You don't have to wait till a scientist tells you what to do. You can do your own part individually. And what's up next? Cynthia's working on a film currently. You want to tell them?
I'll be very brief. I don't have my abbreviated synopsis yet, so I'll try to be clear. But it's about 97% of the bull kelp along the west coast, even up to British Columbia, has died off and affected the intertidal marine life. And the abalone, the red abalone, is now close to extinction. So it's about the red abalone, the moratorium that's taken place, and then I have two people who have a very strong attachment to the abalone. One is a diver, an abalone diver, and the other is a indigenous woman up in the Northern California coast who make ceremonial russes with abalone, and it's about their loss with the shell and how they've connected and are helping each other out with the sharing of shells and keeping certain traditions alive. It's a developing story, but it again is about the demise of the ocean, and the elephant in the room is it's all because of climate change. So, but it's going to be a positive story.
All right. So you're compiling that for the next movie. Well, hopefully it's going to be an Emmy award, and you guys showed us your Emmy. So
second one, yes.
It'll be the second one for you guys.
That'd be great.
Oh, all right. So are there any shout outs that you guys want to give to your people?
Just thank you for having us. Appreciate it, and hope people get to see the film. The film is on TV. It's a New Day Film site. Every Second Breath is the name of the website that has all of our films. So we really hope that who will watch the film and reach out to us with what they're doing to help.
So you guys gotta pay for the film when you guys when you go see it, or how does that work?
On Canopy, I think your public library has a subscription to Canopy. You could get it through that way. That's probably the easiest way for your viewers to see it.
Okay. All right. And Cynthia, you have anything else that you want to say?
I just want to add, there's one word to our website. It's everysecondbreathproject.org. We're a nonprofit. And I just want to give a shout out to our incredible film team that just was so dedicated through those 3 years staying. Maya Pachado and Fabian Aguera, and the advocates who took all their time and shared their lives and their stories and their honest stories on film for us to get this message out to the public that there's something we can do to turn around the climate change that's taking place and the demise of the person.
There's hope, and that's important that we feel hope.
Okay.
And thank you very much for having us.
That's no problem. Okay. Well, I hope everybody goes out there. They just told you where to watch it. The Three Ocean Advocates. And it's Emmy Award winning, which they showed at the beginning of this here. But I guess she has it there. Yeah, they want an Emmy. They're out in California, people. We got one Canadian out in that was from Montreal out here, and then she moved to Virgin Islands, and then now she's in California.
And Virgin Islands. Oh,
yes.
I'm not giving that up.
No, we don't want you to. All right. Well, thank you guys, Cynthia, and thank you, Andrea. For sharing your story, sharing your Emmy, letting everybody see. You guys are gonna get to show it off during COVID because everybody was in lockdown. So you got your moment.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
So I want to thank everybody for watching tonight. So good night and bye for now.